Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am in a very spring mood. I know it's early, but it's because I just picked up the new Chanel spring collection, the new velvet collection, the velvet lipsticks, and I thought I would pull out some previous Chanel spring releases and create a tutorial with some new and old items. So before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So as you can see in front of me, I pulled out some previous releases. I didn't take out the Mediterranean palette because I was feeling something a little bit more pink. I'm inspired by this cardigan here. And so I went ahead and swatched a bit of everything on the back of my hand here. On the top here, we have the three new lipsticks. This one here is 145, 146, and then 64. Over here, this is the blush Page Lumière. This one here, was from last year's spring release. Then this quad here, this is Warm Memories. And sometimes when I do my makeup, I like to swatch all of my makeup on the back of my hand, just so I can see where I'm going with it exactly. Because I do want to use these beautiful colors, but my main focus I think is going to be these first two lipsticks here, something pink, something bright. Now down here, this is a liquid shadow from a couple years ago. This is the Liquid Shadow Quartz Rose, this gorgeous one. I think this came out at the same time as Warm Memories. Over here we have a duo here. This is a blush and highlighter, and this was called, I think, Fleur de Printemps from this release here. And this blush here is a bit more orangey, but I might just lean into the highlighter. This I think came out 2020, 2021, I don't know. Everything is sort of melting into one and each other. I have the Baume Stick Ensoleillé. This one came out last year, and I did a little swatch of it, I think around here, somewhere like this. It doesn't really show up that much on the skin, kind of just gives like a wet effect. And then over here, this here is the Cherry Blossom Blush. Now I had to Google it because I picked up my Cherry Blossom blush when I was in Paris in 2019, but I think it came out in spring of 2018, something like that, maybe even earlier than that. And apparently the Tweed blushes are coming out again this year. Everything that is old is new again. So I thought I could use this for my blush today. I think this will be a nice vibrant color to go with these lipsticks here. And the foundation I will use will be number 1. This came out in January of 2022. Technically, it wasn't like the spring release, but it came out just like a few days after the spring. So that's going to be the foundation. I'll use my new Sublimage concealer, and let's go ahead and dive into the makeup look here. Just gonna go ahead and pull up my sleeves to get started. So I think I'll go ahead and use Warm Memories first. And I'm just gonna dip into this color here lightly. I'm gonna put this in the crease here. And all of the brushes are listed down below in the description box, so just go ahead and check that out. I'm really just placing that matte color in the crease here just to add some definition. And then afterwards, I'm going to go into that single liquid shadow just to brighten up the whole look. So this year for the spring release, it was very minimal. It was just the Rouge Allure Velvet, similar to the Rouge Allure, the nude series that came out in the fall or summer fall this year. And then later in February, there will be the Le Blanc. Le Blanc comes out every single year. It's always late January, February, depending on where you live. And this collection is always very light, ethereal. It often comes out in conjunction with a new Le Blanc skincare product. So this year is no different. Although I think this year they're coming out with more products for this release here. I also saw a couple of highlighter sticks, like the Baume Essentiel. There was a pink and a lavender shade as well. So that's quite interesting. Now taking Quartz Rose, this color here, it's like a nice soft pink, and it's going to add a nice amount of brightness to the eye here. Now these do dry down very quickly. They're waterproof, but you do have to, I would say, work one eye at a time. So like this, and then taking a separate blending brush here, just going to blend this out. I really don't know when they will come out with the new Tweed blush series, but I keep hearing rumors and rumbles that they will come out with a new Tweed blush series, like they came out with the Tweed shadows. And I don't know how many shades. I heard 4, maybe 6. So I'm really curious if the Tweed Cherry Blossom that I have will be repeated, or if they're going to come out with completely new shadows, or new blushes, I should say. Now, using a tiny bit of this darker color here, I am just going to place it in the outer corner here. And just a little. I am actively trying to restrain my extra gene because I do want the pink lip to be the center of attention and not a very dark and dramatic eye look. I just took a little bit of the Stylo aux Yeux. This is the waterproof liner collection in number 88. Just a little bit to tight line in the top waterline here. Now for the mascara, I'm going into the Base La Base mascara. This is a lash primer. So think of this as a lash booster. This helps make your lashes more dense, more voluminous. It doesn't matter which mascara you go into afterwards. I'm going to go into the Volume, but this one here is just like a vitamin for your lashes. It's actually a lash treatment. So you can actually go to sleep with this. You can apply this on your lashes if they're brittle, if they break, if you've had lash extensions and they've all disappeared. You can use this as a treatment before bed, but you can also use this before applying your mascara. And it's just like a booster for your lashes before you apply your mascara. And as much as I enjoy a natural makeup look, the only place I never want natural makeup is my lashes. I never want my lashes, but better, because I would just not even bother buying and applying mascara. I want my lashes to look fake always. So just go ahead and apply your mascara over top. Don't worry. I know that the primer looks white, but it goes away. It doesn't make your lashes look gray or anything. Just makes them more dense. Now I'm going into my Baume Stick Ensoleillé. It technically has a little bit of peachiness to it, but it's really quite subtle. It just sort of makes your skin look glowy. And so even if I'm going into a more cherry blossom blush, it's not going to interfere with anything. And I'm using my number 1 de Chanel. This is the Revitalizing Camellia Oil Foundation. I'm using the shade B40. I'm using like half a pump because, I don't know, I've just been having good skin, and I see foundation as something to just unify my skin tone, not to just mask it completely. But this foundation is lightweight. It's not going to be a heavy mask. I just think if you're having a good skin day, why not just use a little bit less? So that's what I'm doing. Now the concealer is going to be my new Sublimage concealer. This isn't a spring release, I guess, but it was, when did this come out? In the fall. I use the shade 32 because it has a little bit of peachy rosiness to it. So it just sort of cuts any blue or dark circles I might have. And I like to let my concealer set on my skin for a few seconds. So I'm gonna finish my coffee and answer an email, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that the concealer is blended, I am just going to take a little bit of my mascara and go under the bottom lashes here, just to give me like a doe-eyed springtime makeup look here. Now let's go into my Tweed Cherry Blossom. Now this is very pigmented. It's very opaque. So I'm gonna go in very lightly. Probably, look at this. This was the old formula. I'm a little bit apprehensive with the new Tweed blushes coming out because is it going to be it's going to be like the new formula that's like kind of harder, so we'll see. But I'm just going to apply a little bit. I mean, I knocked some on the back of my hand, and still it's quite a bit. Now dipping into my Fleur de Printemps, I'm just going to use the highlighter side. I don't think I need any more blush. All right, let's go into our lipstick. This is the Rouge Allure Velvet, number 45, Intense. I think it's going to be really pretty with this entire look. Just so you know, I have a second Tweed blush, and if you'd like to see that one as well, leave a comment down below. Now, in order to complete our look, we have to go into a fragrance, and this screams spring to me. It screams springtime in Paris. This is Paris Paris, part of Les Eaux. This is part of the more exclusive line of fragrances from Chanel. This came out, I think, in the summer of this year. This is the freshest, most modern take on a rose perfume. It's very rosy, very floral, but it has citrus, it has lemon, it has a bit of musk. It's really quite nice. So I think because it's a pink bottle and it's pink juice here, to me this screams springtime, and I think it's going to go with this entire look here. All right, I think this is the finished look. I love it. I wanted something light and pink that would just make this the highlight of the show. I love this color, 45. It should just be called fun and joyful. To me, it brings me so much joy. It's just so pretty and light and spring and fresh. It makes me think of fresh blooming and blossoming flowers for the springtime. I think it's so pretty. Let me know what you think of this Chanel springtime look revisited with like some old collections mixed and matched. I like doing this because I have a lot of products and I don't always see the need in buying absolutely everything that comes out. Sometimes you can reuse your products, you know? It's kind of nice to use up what you have. I guess this was a shop my stash type of tutorial, so leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. And if you're not aware, I have an online beauty consulting service. This is a one-on-one video chat with me where you get my undivided attention. So if you're looking to purchase some new products, but you don't want that like sales pressure from a department store, the consultation is done at home in the quiet and luxury of your own space, and you just get my undivided attention and you get to pick my brain about your makeup concerns. So you can go ahead and book a session today. And all right, I think that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.